Alaska ranks first in the nation when it comes to females being murdered by males.
Part of the identity up here, you know, and part of the native culture. And
as I can and make things fun, because you know I might not be here tomorrow. And
if you're looking for Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, well, you'll have to wait till when I visit again in the late winter. But if you're looking for the delicate beauty of Alaska, then look no further. From the prominent indigenous cultures,
like what moiety I am, what clan, because everybody is either eagle or raven. That is to keep our bloodlines pure.
To serene landscapes. And an abundance of natural resources like gold, fish, and oil. This is Alaska. The last frontier. Let me make one thing very clear. Alaskan Natives are not Native Americans. They are the indigenous people of Alaska, the true and rightful owners of this land. With over 200 distinctive Native cultures in Alaska, efforts to preserve their heritage are seen in places like where I am today, the Alaskan Native Heritage Center.
Always keeping everybody safe, and I really appreciate that because that shows the Native values of treating everybody right, keeping sure everybody's like.
I was able to get a one-on-one tour with Junior, who derives from the Tlingit Natives. He teaches me about some of the cultures the Heritage Center educates on, as well as his own personal experiences being a Native.
So I do come from Southeast Alaska. We know it as Southeast, but people from outside call it the Panhandle, Juneau, Sitka, Ketchikan, around that area.
Now y'all know I love my history. Alaska, or formerly known as Seward's Folly before it was purchased from Russia in 1867, wasn't officially admitted as the 49th state of the United States until 1959. Alaska was purchased from Russia for American expansion, as well as for its natural resources, and for the resources that the native cultures had to offer, like fur and their access to whaling. Junior is about to show me the Inupiaq and St. Lawrence Island Yupik Native House, where whaling is prominent.
Inupiaq and St. Lawrence Island Yupik. Now, in this area of Alaska, they have about 11 different whaling communities. So catching whales is still a big thing for these people. Now, I think for their areas, I think the government says you can only catch one whale a year. So with those things, catching whales, like I said, it's a really big thing. So these people celebrate once they catch a whale, because you know it's always nice to have food in your fridge and stuff you really love to eat. This is your traditional entrance and exit of the home. It'd only be big enough for the biggest man or pregnant woman to fit to. And with this, you know, it's kind of a long tunnel. It'd also lead off to other rooms, maybe another home. Another common question we would get is like, where do you go to the bathroom now? You'd probably go into another room and use a honey bucket. And those are still used today because in some of these villages, they do not have running water or electricity. So they still use those, and I'm very thankful to have running water. But you kept it really tiny just for the polar bears.
For the polar bears. Alright, so we're going inside. Oh yeah. So they kept these areas really small. This is definitely smaller than 3 feet, so that the polar bears would not be able to enter. Oy. Oh yeah. This is a tight squeeze. Imagine being a native, coming in from this small entrance, from a long day's hunt with large meat, maybe some harvest, or even with young children, or a baby, or being a pregnant woman.
With Native people, we like to give than rather take.
I think the number one thing I got to appreciate most about Native culture is their resourcefulness and their Native values. They believe in using every part of the animal for a beneficial purpose, from the outside of animals, like for fur, to keep them warm.
The muskox, it's like one of my favorite things to sit on when I'm in this house. There's a muskox further, like in Palmer, I think, a little more up north, about an hour drive from here. But with this muskox, people like to knit with it. This is the material that's right underneath the hair, these long hairs. But with this material, people knit with it and make scarves out of it. And this is probably the warmest material that we have here.
To the inside of the animal for meat, of course, but for other resources like the bones for tools, structural support, and many other miscellaneous things.
When you capture like animals, anything, like if you kill them, we always say you better be prepared to eat it, because we do not like to kill things for sport.
But even down to the intestine lining, like this seal intestine here that was made to make a barrier for the window to let light in, and raincoats like you'll see soon. So this was stitched together using what?
Sinew. Sinew comes from the ligaments of an animal.
Okay, so just another different type of animal was used
Yeah.
to stitch up the intestine.
Yeah.
And this is used to make the ceiling up here for the sunlight to go down into the winter entrance.
Just unlike for the room.
Okay, so just like for the room, like
Pretty much a light bulb.
like a window or something.
Yeah. We kill it if we need the food or the fur, and we use all the bones, so we don't waste anything when we catch things. Because Native values are a really big thing here. Like for me, if it wasn't for like Native values, these values teach me to be like a really good person. Like.
So this raincoat here is made out of seal intestines. I don't know if you guys remember, but the previous house that we went to had some seal intestine used there that is used for the roofing, just as a window and another way to just bring in some light. And they will wear these raincoats that last about 3 to 6 months. Just about 3 to 6 months, just given because of the natural nature of seal organs. And they would use these and go inside their own personal kayaks. Kayaks are built individually. So whoever built that kayak is that kayak. It's made custom to them in their body size and their body weight.
In between the seams, you put these dried grass, so it'd make it more waterproof.
Native values are some we should all live by. Respect for elders, family, and the environment. I was honored to experience even just a tad bit of their culture here.
Split the fish and then cut out the backbone in front of the tail. That way you butterflied that fish and it'll lay open like that, and you hang it inside out over these rails. And then if you need to smoke it, you can do that. Some people just do a little bit of salt on it and dry it that way.
I wish I could fit everything the Alaskan Native Heritage Center has to offer into this episode, like games, Native vendors that sell their handmade crafts, and so much more. But if anything, I hope I can encourage you to visit this nonprofit organization, as well as donate to their cause in ensuring their heritage can remain preserved here in Alaska. And now, here's an important message from the Executive Director of the Alaskan Native Heritage Center.
Hello, my name is Emily Edenshaw. I am Yupik and Inupiaq. My family is from Amonic, Alaska. I'm the Executive Director of the Alaskan Native Heritage Center. And today we are hosting about 50 people at the Heritage Center, and it's an announcement on behalf of the BIA and the Department of Interior, their national work that they're doing to address the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls crisis. And so we're really honored to host the event here. Alaska ranks first in the nation when it comes to females being murdered by males, and Anchorage is actually third. So this is a very important topic, and I'm really honored to host this event here to address and to seek justice and to see what we can do together, because we are stronger together.
Next time on part 2 of The Last Frontier.
Alaska being part of the United States, however, very disconnected.
Hi, Arnold. Alright. Do you feel like you found your home though in Alaska?
I have my little group of friends, and yeah.
Alright, my name's Sadie. I'm gonna be the kayak guide today. We're going out to Spencer Lake